Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about the charging options available to you when charging the Polestar 2 at home. This doesn't necessarily apply only to this car, but could be the same for most electric vehicles. So pretty much the standard option that most cars will come with is the ability to charge using a 3-pin plug. This will give you the slowest charging rate. Speeding up a little bit from there, you've got dedicated charging points that you can have installed at home that will allow you to charge using something close to 3 kilowatts or 7 kilowatts, depending on the system that you have installed and the cable available and the setup that your car is able to achieve. So let's have a look at how this performs on the Polestar and what kind of charging speed we get per hour using these 3 different home charging methods. So when charging the car at home, there's a few things in the menus that you should have a look at. Under the driving menu, you've got the charge option, which will let you set the limitation as to how much you'd like the battery to charge. So at the moment, I've got mine set on 80%. Just below that, you have the option to select your amps. So I've set mine to 32, but you can see that you've got the option here to reduce that down, and that will allow you to control what the car is actually going to be able to draw. So it's important that if you want to be able to get the most from your charging system, to increase that number, as I believe it comes set pretty low. I think it was like something around 6 on mine when I got the car. So my Polestar 2 was delivered to me with 2 charging cables in the front of the car. A lot of people in the UK have mentioned this as a bit of an issue, that it's being delivered with a cable that's absolutely fine, but doesn't take full advantage of 7 kilowatt charging capabilities of home charging systems, as well as en route chargers or chargers, for example, the Pod Point that I tried out in the Tesco a few days ago. Unfortunately, the cable that they provide you with will only give you 3.7 or so kilowatts when you're trying to charge. The other cable's fine as well. It's a 3-pin slow charging option, but if you want to take full advantage of the 7 kilowatts, you have to invest in your own cable. So I got out the car to plug in the first cable to test it out. Turns out it doesn't reach from where I'm used to plugging in, so I'm going to have to reverse the car and turn around. That's the first challenge with these cables. They seem to be quite short, so something to bear in mind. You don't have a particular good distance, and with the charging port being at the back of the car, it's a good chance that if you're trying to get close to charge, you're going to have to reverse into your driveway or park quite close to the charging unit with the back of the car in that position. It would be better if the charging port was at the front, but that's just the way it's designed. So yeah, that's the first challenge. So let's go. Time to turn the car around. Okay, so we're plugged into my Pod Point charger using the cable that came supplied with the car. You can see that the charging speed we're getting at the moment is 9 miles an hour. So it gives you a reading of what you're getting there, 19/32 amps, 230 volts. And it's estimating the charge is going to complete at 21:18. So time now is it's 4:19, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 5 hours to complete the charge to get it from 56% up to 100% at a charging speed of around 8 to 9 miles per hour. Okay, so we're charging now with the Ohmi cable. This is a cable that will give you the full 7 kilowatt capability when charging in the car. Ohmi are a company that they can link in with your electricity tariff that you're using to give you the best charging prices, basically. So you can use an app on your phone that will allow you to set how you would like to have the car charged. So say, for example, you want it to be ready with a full charge by 8 in the morning. You can tell it to do that, and then it will decide when to charge your car overnight to get advantage of the cheapest tariff. So say, for example, you're on something like Octopus Agile, it will then predict and try and plan ahead to give you the cheapest charging option to get your car ready for when you need to depart. But I've just set it to the max charging capabilities of what it can manage at the moment, and it's giving 16 miles per hour. It says to 29 of 32 amps, and it estimates being fully charged at 100% at 2014. So the time now is 4:45, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 15, 3.5 hours to get from 58% to 100% at 16 miles an hour. Okay, so now we're charging with the standard 3-pin plug that comes with the car, just plugged into a socket through my window at home. And we can see now that the charging rate's very slow on this one, 4 miles per hour, 9 of 32 amps, and it's estimating finishing at 1:52 in the morning. So yeah, it's about nearly 5 o'clock now. So between 5 and 1:52, we're going to go from 59% up to 100% in charge. So 4 miles per hour is pretty slow, really, when you think about it. That's not quick at all. If you're planning on getting a car like this, it's well worth investing in one of the home charging options that will give you a faster charge, specifically the 7 kilowatt option at home. So how does this compare with the Polestar website and what they claim the car will be able to take in terms of charge? Well, if you have a look at this shot of my phone, you can see that the 220 volt standard 3-pin charger, they estimate will charge from 0 to 100% in about 40 hours. The 3.7 kilowatt charger is going to be a lot quicker, 24 hours to do that. Interestingly, on their website, they don't show you what a 7 kilowatt charger is going to be able to do. The next one is the 11 kilowatt charging option, which is going to be about 8 hours. So assume it's going to be somewhere in between those two numbers. Now, 11 kilowatts is an interesting one because that's probably why they've supplied the cable that they have. The cable that you get with the car is the 3-phase cable. So basically it's set up for charging to 11 kilowatts on a 3-phase charger. Most people in the UK, I don't think, are going to have that kind of charger at home, and I don't think there are that many of those around that are public, but it might be that that's something quite common in Europe or other parts of the world, so they've included that particular cable for that reason. So to summarize, hopefully this has been a helpful video that shows you a little bit of information on how slow charging at home would work with the Polestar 2. I know that it's fairly obvious information for a lot of people, but if you're new to electric cars, hopefully it's helpful. So what did we discover? Well, 3-pin charging is fine, it works, but you can see it's very slow. It's sort of 4 miles per hour. If you're going to be charging your car regularly at home, or if you want to take advantage of some of the free charging networks around the country, then getting a cable that will allow you to charge at 7 kilowatts is very useful. It'll give you much faster charging. For example, as I mentioned before, Tesco have a lot of pod point chargers that are now free. So during your shopping time, you could probably get, say, 20 miles of free electricity in an hour to an hour and a half. 20 miles of free driving is well worth it. So that's what I would recommend, is investing in a good cable that will allow you to take advantage of 7 kilowatt charging. Hope this video has been helpful. As always, please like, subscribe, click the notification icon and share this video, and there'll be more to come very soon. Thank you.